If you follow along on my YouTube channel, chances are you are a business leader of some sort. Maybe you own your own business. Maybe you're at a senior level in leadership at a company. Or maybe you're simply curious about what it means to be a better speaker. And today I want to talk about why you have less than 60 seconds to make a first impression and how you can maximize that. You probably know the number one job of our brain is to keep us safe. And there was really an interesting study by a group at Princeton that discovered brains make a decision about someone in less than a hundredth of a second. And it was backed up later on by how people viewed the same face for a longer period of time. Now, I want you to think about that. We are making a decision about whether or not I can trust another human in the blink of an eye, probably less than a blink of an eye. Our brain's job, safety. And so it has to make a really quick decision about this individual. Now, back, hundreds of thousands of years ago, this was life saving. Today, it may not be, yet the software in our brain or the hardware in our brain, however you look at your brain, you look at it like a computer. Computers have hardware and software. Your brain's default is negative because it's always scanning the environment for safety and makes really quick decisions about, is this an environment where I can feel good in, I can feel safe in, or is this risky? Do I need to pay careful attention, or should I not be interacting with this individual at all? So everything we do, every conversation we have, someone in the back of their mind is making that decision. Do I trust you or do I not trust you? So when we're coming together with other humans and we're interacting in a way that we want to create opportunities, we want to create community, we want to create change, that first impression that someone gets from you is key. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. And you've probably met someone a time or two or three, and that first impression hasn't gone away. Even as maybe you've interacted with them a number of other times, if your first impression was, I don't think I can trust them, that's probably going to stick with you. And if you are the individual that person is thinking, oh, maybe there's something there, it will be hard to change. You can undo it. It takes purpose and attention. So I want you to think about what you do before, during, and after a conversation. Now, this conversation might be one to one, or this conversation may be with an audience, but it is that first moment that is key. So, smiling and leaving a good impression with your face, the words you choose to say right from the very start, and then your body language, how you stand, all of these things maximize that message. So think about, I've had people say they disagreed with this smiling part, that nobody's going to tell me what to do with my face. Well, that might be true. But if you look angry, well, guess what? People are going to assume in that very short amount of time, that millisecond, that you're angry or you're scary or I don't know that I can trust them. The words you choose, how you say the words you say from the very beginning. So let's make up a story. You're on stage. Start with something that creates curiosity. Maybe you share with your audience, today I'm going to bust a myth, or I'm going to say something that's counterintuitive. Or have you ever noticed how, and ask a question, questions create curiosity? One of the things often tell people in their networking intro is to start with a question. You know how, and then you fill in that blank as it relates to the job you do, the work you do, the solution you provide. So start with something that creates attention. And then remember, pace is really important. And we want to be able to match the pace of the person we're talking to. So if you're speaking with someone and they're speaking fairly slowly, you want to match their pace. You don't want to talk really fast and really, that's not helpful. So begin with thinking about how my face is going to look, the words I'm going to choose to say, and my rate of speech. That will get you farther than anything else that I know of in terms of relating to other people's and specifically relating to your audience. I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think about this idea of 60 seconds or less, or you never get a chance, another chance, a second chance? You never get a second chance to make a first impression. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, if you know somebody that could benefit from this video, please feel free to share it and subscribe to my channel so you get my frequent videos.